Welcome to another deep dive, and today we're looking at Elon Musk. All right, and there's several questions specifically that I want to look at. So it's going to be a little bit of a different deep dive than I normally do. And so the first one I want to look at is uh, Wisconsin uh, went blue, right? And so the Democrat got in, and so it's almost like what happened. So Elon went there, spent all the money, curious about uh, his rigging tactics. Why didn't they work, and so forth. So I want to take a look just at that. Why did it fail in Wisconsin? So I'm going to put you on hold as I throw the cards. All right. So I did do a layered here to give us more ideas of what could possibly have happened. I do feel it is layered because I feel like a couple things happened. I truly, truly believe um, people showed up. They're tired of that, and you kind of do see a little of that here. I also feel that they were onto him, and they put some things in place and to stop this from happening. Uh, so that's good news. So let's take a look. You can see uh, you have the Five of Wands in reverse and the perversion card. That's the overall theme here coming in. And that just talks about, you know, he did go in there to try to suppress the vote and try to manipulate the vote. That's what this is all about. Okay. Um, so that kind of tells me, all right, so that was true, that he did try to use his things to do his things to do that. Okay. However, you have the Two of Cups and the boat here. You have people, and so you have this partnership, and all in the same boat here, uh, moving along this partnership. Um, and then, however, you have the Three of Cups and water. You're like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Um, the Three of Cups, you have this is people coming together, and they're like, and a lot of emotion behind them, and they're like, this is kind of what he was up against. People were uniting. People had a lot of emotion uniting. And so this is kind of what he was up against as well. So that's why I said there's two things happening here, because it's very evident that he did try to manipulate. And so we want to know what happened. Well, he was shut down. Somebody came in and shut it down. They wanted to end this from taking place, ending of a cycle, right? So, and this is a gift. Someone came in and helped. And I mean, that's what I'm thinking. And I'm going to show you more here to give you an idea. Uh, so you have here also the Queen of Cups, but in reverse. And it is coupled with, here she's coming in reverse, that Queen of Cups in reverse. And so again, it's kind of like when she comes in reverse, it can be literally smothering, um, spiteful. All of those things could come in with that. But then it's coupled with the death and the devil. So again, this death card, two death cards in a row. So ending something, um, and being intentional about it. So someone, I feel like there was some sort of support in that. And you have, and I'm like, okay, so we're going to want to know more. I know us. I know the family. They're going to want to know more. What do you mean? So I threw some more cards to get idea, and I have the Seven of Swords. So there's that deception, that trickery happening, but then you have that Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and the trickery failed, and then you have the Moon in reverse, and that talks about the truth. It's going to be revealed. I do. It may come out. I know that we're like we want to know now, like who was this, and you know I'm seeing like anonymous, so that could be so when I stepped into the energy and I'm looking, I saw the word anonymous, and so I know there is like anonymous out there. I think I have a card that looks like him too, um, or her or whoever, and so it could just be symbolic to that help coming in from someone who is able to manipulate back, so to speak. All right. So that's what I'm looking at here with that question. Okay, so the next question in regard to Elon is how is he feeling right now? And how does Trump feel about him? So I'm going to combine those two, but I'm going to set it up a little bit different. You know, when I look into when I stepped into the energy just then, I see Trump's Elon is like a ball and chain to Trump. He has this big chain and this ball following behind him. Um, so it's a necessary ball and chain at this point. Um, so I um, that's what I'm seeing there. But I'm going to throw cards too. But how is Elon feeling right now? He feels like they're showing me him on an edge of a mountain slipping down. Like you can't like stop the slippage. It's like you're starting to lose that control, even though you're kind of sliding down and trying to keep control. You're feeling out of control a little bit. So he is feeling a little out of control, uh, uh, trying to gain back control, like desperately. So we may see some desperate moves. Um, Kind of out of both of them that you see them in that desperation that we may see some more horrid things, which we are already. Every day we wake up to something more horrid. Um, but I try to say, how does he feel? And he feels entitled. His energy is very entitled. But let me throw some cards. We'll take a look. All right, so let's take a look at, I guess I didn't combine it because there's a lot here in regard to how he's feeling right now. And if you remember, one of the pieces they kind of showed me was that he feels entitled, like he doesn't feel yucky. And even though they're showing me him on a slippery slope, but he's just sliding down like, got this type of feel to him. It's like a game to him at some level. Uh, but let's take a look. The main thing is uh, the theme to his reading of how he's feeling. You have that Ten of Cups and that road, and that's just he's looking for his happy ending. That's his path. His whole thing is himself. And I know it's Ten of Cups, and that's more like a family feel there, but we know that it's more his whole thing is he he believes in himself in the in his picture of what it looks like, right? It's not reality. Um, right now, he's focused on cleaning up, cleaning up. He thinks look at him sweeping up, and you have that Three of Pentacles. That's that teamwork. um, getting it all together. And we see him doing that. He goes in and fires everybody. He literally I mean, his reality, his perception is so different. It's so, where it's coming from, I'm not sure, but he truly believes in himself. He thinks he is. And he feels pretty stable because you know, you have that King of Cups and his ketamine mind, right? His ketamine mind, he keeps himself stable using drugs. He keeps himself in this state of bliss and bizarreness because of drugs, right? But we're going to see maybe some things playing out. But again, he's isn't this interesting? Because this is the card I was talking about, unanimous, that cover up. But anyways, you have the Wheel of Fortune and cover up. Um, so I think uh, he just tries to keep his what his destiny is or whatever. There's something kind of cover up. He's not showing his real self to the world, but we know that, he believes what he believes, and his perception is that he would be a hard one to talk to and say, this is kind of, the morality here is really off with it. He wouldn't be able to perceive that, and he keeps himself stabilized in that drug state. All right, so we're going to see, moving forward, as he pushes his strength in, um, his abuse towards his compassion, and he doesn't have that. He just doesn't have that. So when we talk about empathy and like that, he may, why don't they have empathy? But he doesn't even, he can say that with his mouth, but he actually can't feel it with his being. And they gave me one last card on him, and he's just, he is connected in this. It's organized crime. This is a crime that he's doing. Um, and it is organized. He has the teamwork here. It is organized. And it's like he can do these horrendous things under this umbrella, and it's considered legal, but it's not legal. But because of how he's doing it and created this doge, you know what I mean? No, it's organized crime. So they wanted to give us that last piece there with him. So let's move into the next question. And the next part of that was, how does Trump feel about him? So I'm going to do a little relationship spread. There we go. Hold on. Okay, you guys. So this is so interesting. So I threw a relationship kind of reading for them. And so I'm going to start off with how 45 feels about Elon and kind of how he sees him. And the combination is like spot on. But I have Death in Reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. So you have that, this person who is extremely focused, um, ambitious, really single-minded, focused, ambitious, but trying to trying to delay something. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. What is he trying to delay here, this death card? Well, if you can recall, uh, Elon said, if 45 doesn't win, I'm going to jail. Well, look at this. This is the combo on top of these cards. You have trying to delay justice that's coming for him. And he sees him as calculated, the serial killer. He sees him as, yeah, like a like calculated, like a like that serial killer would be. So that's how he sees Elon. That's how he feels about him, sees him. Um, and yeah, he kind of just holds that. So how does Elon feel and see uh, Trump 45? I can't make this up. The first card is the tower in reverse and male. You guys can he just sees him as this um, this person who's resisting his downfall, resisting losing, resisting delaying the inevitable, and losing his maleness, I guess. But also, not only that, that ego, like this person is ego based and just falling, uh, trying to avoid disaster at all times. It kind of feels like he's always trying to avoid this disaster. And right next to it, you have temperance. This is also combined with this temperance in reverse and cult. So this he sees him, and he feels he's not balanced. He feels like he's lacks balance, like he's unbalanced, and this cult feeling around him. So he sees him like we see him, literally. He sees him like we do. The outcome of this relationship is a walking away. In fact, a running away from each, running away, but it's going to end. Someone's walking away from this relationship. Anyways, all right. So the next part of this, it's like, how will he exit the White House? Or, okay, there's 3 questions here we can look at. How will he exit the White House? What does it look like for him for the next 3 to 6 months? And what will happen to Tesla stock company in the next 3 to 6 months? All right, so I'm going to pause and I'm going to see where Spirit takes me with this. All right, so I just kind of did an overall 3 to 6 months. What does it look like for him? It does look as though he will be kind of letting some things go. Maybe it is with Tesla, or kind of refocusing. I feel like there's some kind of refocus here, a new direction, because of this huge loss financially, and maybe they have to go in a new direction, I'm seeing here. And yeah, but he always, who it's who he is. He's constantly creating something, going to the next thing. He can be patient when he needs to be, as he moves forward and brings back, kind of the direction he wants to go, as far as building back up his business, or going in a new direction, or showing something new, that kind of thing. I do feel that, yeah, nothing's going to stop him, type of thing. He'll always bring out something. He'll always continue his thing. Even if Tesla goes down, maybe it'll come back, called quantum. You know what I mean? Here's the new quantum car. He will always move forward. So it does feel like he is letting go something. You have that death card, like that's the end of that. But he always has something else in mind. You have that Empress birthing something, and he has the ability to do this. And so maybe shifting gears real quick and doing something else, but the outcome for him is the Ten of Pentacles. It'll always, like that. It could have something to do with social media. I did get that card. He's this is him, ego. It's he has to keep building that. I do feel like there may be, he's always underneath it. Underneath him driving, he does have secrets. He does get jealous. He does have all those things, but as far as anything else, I do feel he's ego driven, and so he will always find that way. But so that's it on Elon Musk. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much for hanging out. And if you're looking at this, I do support small businesses. So I did purchase this from another small business, and I can't remember the name of it right now, but I'll think of it. And so thank you for supporting this small business. And my website is freebirdspirit.com. And I do readings. I do all that, and classes and all the things. So check that out. And I do have some merch there as well. And so thank you for those who do donate to the channel to keep it going and support this channel and me and the members as well. Love you guys. And so again, blessings to you, and we'll see you next time.